Okay, this is another part, which is after the back is opened up. I also removed the screws, which I mentioned. Now I'm going to go over them again. Power here. Okay, again, what we did is we removed all the perimeter screws on this large big tin plate, and the screws from the two ports, and they're actually nuts. One screw there and 5 between the video ports, just for future reference. The ones between the input ports are threaded and long. Most common one is a short one with a rounded head, and we have a long large black one and a short large black one. The long ones go in the outer 4 holes and the inner 4 holes on the screen. Inner ones are the stubbies. And this board up here and the inverter board has a small flat head, and they usually have a color marking on them to a point. And of course the 4 nuts, which if you don't have I believe it's a 5mm, if you don't have a 5mm socket, you can loosen them up with a pair of pliers. Okay, anywho, all the screws are out that need to be out so far, and that can be accessed. Put them in a container. Next thing we want to do is unplug the plugs. Now the reason you have to do these first is some of these big metal frames have a rail underneath these plugs, and it only shows up on some units, but that means these have to be undone first. Otherwise you can slide them off, the cover off without it. You're going to do those and this large one here. Don't touch the white one yet. Some of these plugs sometimes are hard, you just got to give them a good wiggle. Now you just slide this big tin down and it will lift up. And underneath there is what we call the main board. This one's the main logic board. Now we go over to where the little ribbon clip is. You have to unclip it first before you untape it, because when you try to untape it, the ribbon might want to slide out. And this will stop you from damaging it if you unclip it first. Now with everything disconnected there and on the side, you got to move it to the top. Remove this by squeezing the clips. And pulling. And this one here. Sometimes these plugs are real stubborn, so you can give them a good wiggle and just pull out. Put these wires underneath because we can lift the main frame up and they get tangled up. Let's just try to get them out of the way and lifting the whole main frame up. Oh, sorry, I missed the spot. I gotta lift this out of the way first. Come on. I might have to put the camera down. This one's being a little stuck on the bottom. There it goes. Just flip that up out of the way, and your main frame will lift right up. And this will expose the controller board cover, which is under here, which I believe I started the next video on, showing how to remove the tape. This board here is your inverter board, which basically is held on with 6 screws. And if you lift up after the screws are out, you unplug these little clips by squeezing them left and side, right side. I'll show you an example here in a second. Squeeze both sides, they'll pull right out. I said the next video will cover taking this apart, and I'm doing that